Live.
We are live.
Sweet.
Uh, Welcome to Subluminous. I'm JD. This is TJ. How's it going? We've had a couple of pretty crazy days lately.
Yeah,
This one sort of feels like a normal one, though. Um,
sort of. We're once again running into the office and hitting record and going with
yeah,
very little prep,
which means we're getting better, right?
getting maybe more efficient.
Sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I'm going with. So we got a fun show today. We're going to do a read from yet another book. This is the Sam Yeager series. TJ's already written one of these and published it. And then
Just double checking the sound here.
Oh yeah. So TJ's already written one of these and published it, and he has been working on the second book and wanted me to take a look at it and do some editing. And that was when I sort of he had told me about Sam Yeager, but I hadn't really discovered Sam Yeager until I started reading this book. And then I think TJ's sort of rediscovering Sam Yeager. Is that true?
Yeah, from from this collaboration and all the other writing, I'm kind of not really changing much about it, but maybe getting deeper with the writing, definitely,
Yeah.
and with some storytelling.
So I think we've talked about it before, but Sam Yeager is kind of this everyman spy. He is an interesting character because he doesn't have any, he basically doesn't have any money. He does odd jobs, but then he also sort of does spying at the same time, and it's almost like an incidental spy. And it sounds a little bit slapsticky and comedy, but it's also pretty serious. Like it's sort of like he's constantly having struggles, but then he's got to go like do some drywall to like
Yeah,
get enough money to like get to the next place where he's got to do some more spying kind of thing. But it's all kind of really um very, to me it's very approachable and endearing kind of spy novel because it's the opposite of what you would see in a typical spy story. He's the opposite of 007. So we're going to read a chapter from Sam Yeager today. It's called Red City, is the second book that TJ and I are working on. And this is mostly TJ with a little influence from me from the editing, where I sort of try and come up with some inspiring ways to deliver some content. This one will also be the longest read we've done, so buckle up. It'll be a little bit of a chapter.
yeah,
And then I guess for the rest of the show, we're going to talk a little bit about Halloween, uh, sort of the aftermath. This is I guess this is the sober morning after Halloween.
yeah.
And we'll talk about how Cardinal Point is doing, and sort of a summary of that. We're going to get to TJ's podcast and sort of discuss that a little bit. That was one of the things that we really tried to get to for Halloween, and we just ran out of time.
Mm.
So we need to do that at a future date. And then today, if you haven't seen on the Dead Workers Party feed on YouTube, I just posted like a little, I don't know what you call it, a little mini tutorial. It's my first short video with like some super clickbait title that's like, I don't remember what it was. It's like, yeah, even you can
Yeah.
use Chat GPT to make a fake voice sound good or something like that. I don't remember what it was,
Yeah.
um, but it's actually a real little clip about something related to something that I did with a read recently. So if you checked out episode 3, was that episode 3? Episode 2? Episode 3?
Yeah, yesterday? No, that was
No,
2.
episode 2. Yeah,
No, 3 was when you read
3 was when I read it.
yeah.
Halloween was yesterday. 4 is today.
It was an episode that was before.
Yeah,
Wanna
pre,
watch them
pre
all.
previous episode,
Yeah.
before the Halloween episode, I guess. Anyway, blah blah blah. So if you heard me read, I tried a cringy German accent, and it didn't quite work out. And it's something that I've been sort of practicing, but I'm not a voice actor. I do voiceovers, but not as characters. And then I decided I was going to use Chat GPT to see if I could get it to coax it into writing a script that would read like a German accent. And I think I did a pretty good approximation. So I think the tool is usable. So if you want a chance to sort of check that out, you can. But we're going to talk about that a little bit, sort of what I did. And then I don't know what's what I'm going to talk about today.
I don't know. We kinda don't have an outline this week,
Okay,
but I think
but I did have 2 Red Bulls, So we don't need an outline. Let's
Yeah.
go.
All right.
All right. So we ready to read Sam Yeager?
Ready for
All right.
to go.
The title is officially, is it Red City, a Sam Yeager novel story?
Red City, a Sam Yeager thriller.
A Sam Yeager thriller. Okay.
Yeah.
So again, it seems like this is probably, I think this is probably the last new book for a while we're going to intro, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Till at
Yeah.
least
Yeah.
probably January.
Yeah. So we're going to get some books finished before we start introing some new ones. I don't know. We're up to like 5 now or something.
Maybe.
Yeah. So we will be flip flopping, but the next time you hear something, it's going to be a book you've heard previously. So we are going to be building these stories.
Yeah.
But we wanted to do this one because this one's pretty well established. Also. So yeah, Sam Yeager, book 2. Um, Here we go. The helicopter skimmed the ground. The team disembarked while the vehicle hovered. Once clear, the pilot took her up to await instructions for an extraction order. A helicopter sitting on a helicopter sitting still or on the ground would be vulnerable. The team was alert and cool, and aside from the fading sound of the chopper, the night was quiet. Once it reached a safe elevation, all they could hear was the wind and a low hum. Each member fell into the unspoken routine approach for a compound breach. Martinez took up the sniper position on a nearby hill, while Thompson led the assault team. The formation was designed to move fast and provide cover for for the breach team. After that, it turned into a search and destroy. Demoing the building was not an option. Logan Shaw had very specific orders to put eyes on Daniel Tan. Is that how I pronounce his name? Yeah, okay. And execute him. Sorry, I'll do that sentence again. Logan Shaw had very specific orders to put eyes on Daniel Tan and execute him. His family was also on the list, but Daniel was the chief concern and the chief threat. Logan's voice cracked over the radio. Sarge, are we live? We're in position. You see anything? The unit feeds flickered on in the dim green light of the chopper interior as Sergeant Thompson watched from above in his overwatch. The eagle eye. Sorry. Sergeant Thompson watched from above in Overwatch. The eagle eye. It was practically their brand. Copy, Logan. I got you. There's nothing on intensity, active or thermal. All IR, A, B, and C are clear. Nothing but trees and rocks. Proceed. The blue light of the feeds filled the cabin. The high-pitched whine of the helicopter air handler was the only noise as Sarge watched them move far below. Logan Shaw, head feed, dorsal feed. Peak DB 82. Location ping 26.963 minus 80 0.9433. Parker was in Logan's front-facing feed. He was following at pace towards the door. Logan pushed back the impending foreboding feeling that came with each mission. Once they had engaged his training, Once they had engaged, his training would take over, and the emotions would disappear. But for now, he had to manage whatever came up. The unit stayed quiet as they moved towards the compound. House. It was a house, not a compound. This was someone's house with a family. How did everything get so fucked up? Logan's voice broke the silence on the headsets. Martinez, status. Martinez, 31702. Head feed. Delta 1. Dorsal feed. Delta 2. Peak DB 96. Location ping 26.963. Minus 80.0943. Martinez replied, It's quiet. Top feed shows nothing outside. Who knows what will come out of those windows, though? I suggest we stay low and approach from the north side for breach. Use those trees. Logan replied, Agreed. We use the trees. But he's not going to shoot us. Not out here. Martinez didn't have an answer for that, except to go on the move. His camera feeds were bursts of movement, followed by extreme stillness. He was moving, observing, moving. If he got spooked, then he would sit still and look for an adversary. The job was to look first, shoot first, and remove any threats that revealed themselves before they could hit the breach team, and do it as quietly as possible. Logan replied when he saw Martinez in position. Okay, we are go. Parker, skip. 31858. Head feed. What is that? I don't even know what that. I used all these Greek letters. So these little feed things that I'm
Yeah.
reading, I think they read really well, but they might not do so well as
They'll
vocals. Yeah,
they'll look really well in the book.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
So
they look really good.
to explain to the audience what they are, it's like a little readout. That's like the camera feeds and the data, of each one of these people, like location that's sort of getting reported up
You
to.
just did alpha, delta, and omega, didn't you?
I don't know, whatever the backwards E is.
Oh, epsilon.
Yeah, I don't know. So anyway, that's his location ping and for his head feed and dorsal feed. Um, the door rushed up to the camera in Parker's feed. He was fast. It took him about 15 seconds to breach after the order was given. It was likely that Daniel, whoever was in the house, would know they were there. The noise of cracking, the noise of cracking the door off the hinges was inevitable, but that would be relatively quiet and fast compared to a ram. Parker's voice hit the feed. Breach. We are open. Logan was his backup. He moved to the opposite position on the door, and Parker moved into the massive foyer. Luckily, there weren't any additional interior doors to get through. Parker again. Continuing to the next room. Logan, if we find them, what are we going to do? Logan. It's search and destroy, Skip. Do you need me to take the lead? Parker. I can hack it. Logan. Okay. Don't ask again. The audio was amped way up, compressed to 65 decibels, then suppressed for anything above that. The audio, the audio was also converted to a visual feed in their HUDs. Daniel was quiet, but not supernatural. They would hear him before they saw him. Logan scanned the darkness, trying to discern any sign of movement or danger, but the shadows remained still. Everything in the room, everything in the room remained pale green, of a neutral background for his night vision system. He desperately sought any other color, red, blue, or yellow, anything that could be alive, a person, a rat, a roach, anything. A soft creak from the floorboards above echoed through all 5 feeds. Martinez, did you hear that? Logan, we all did. Stay sharp. We are not alone. Keep quiet until we engage or are engaged. Daniel was here. He was sure of it. He could strike at any moment. He could let he couldn't let emotions distract him. Still, he could taste the anxiety of his team. There was no training that prepared them for a confrontation with Daniel. The outcome of the outcome of this mission was fucked. Success meant failure, and failure meant failure. Only his father could conceive of such a lose-lose situation. There was a lesson here somewhere, but that was equally lost on him. The only way forward was kill Daniel and add that to the list of reasons to hate his father. Martinez. Without warning, a shot rang out. Martinez fell, and his front camera feed went to static, then offline. Logan thought, headshot. The rear camera watched shadows lunge across the ceiling and then disappear. Logan looked back. Martinez was lying face down, and a black stain was spreading across the floor as his heart pumped the blood out of his neck. He would be dead in seconds, if not already brain dead. It was hard to see the wound from this angle. The shadows that were in Martinez's feed were gone. There was no signature, just the noise and then silence. There was no one there for Parker or Logan to attack. Logan responded, keep moving. Martinez was gone. Parker was spooked. Bills and Rao? How do I pronounce that?
How's this spelled?
RAO?
RAO?
Yeah,
Raw? Yeah.
Rao. Bills and Rao were pulling up the rear. He realized too late that
It's been so long since
yeah,
we read this prologue.
I don't know if I've ever said it out loud. Bills and Rao were pulling up the rear. He realized too late that 5 might not be enough. They should have bombed the house, but Daniel had survived plenty of flattened buildings. There was only one path. Hey, Logan, you okay? Sergeant Thompson asked, breaking Logan's train of thought. The grizzled veteran had a voice like gravel and years of experience in combat operations. He wouldn't break the silence for no reason. He wouldn't break the silence for any reason. I don't know why I left that. So typo. Logan nodded, trying to push his doubts aside. Yeah, just thinking Martinez is gone. Sarge responded. Yeah, I see the feed. What's the mission status? Logan thought. There was no way to abort now and not lose everyone. They were in Daniel's house. He said, "We are still go, Sarge." Parker broke in, his voice all nerves and excitement. "I won't let you down, Logan." He had been recruited from the security sector after a dishonorable discharge from the military, and he was desperate to prove himself as a soldier. Logan couldn't help but feel a pang of guilt for involving Parker. The group had hand the group had been handpicked by his father for their loyalty and skill. They all relied on him to lead them, and he had already lost one on, and he had already lost one to this trap. The mission was simple: eliminate Daniel Tan's family and force Daniel to sign over his shares and ownership of Red City. Easy, no big deal. Except this was Daniel. The thought of betraying him felt like a knife in his gut, and Daniel was extremely dangerous. The thoughts only took a second or two, but Logan felt disoriented and his mind snapped back to the present. He answered, "Okay, Parker, let's get this done." Logan trailed behind Parker, watching the young man move stealthily through the darkness. He couldn't help but feel a sense of foreboding. They were deep in the mission, and the fear would not abate. "Remember, stay sharp and stick to the plan." Logan whispered the final command, his voice low and tense. "We don't know what we're walking into." The remaining four meticulously searched the dark, shadowy corners for any sign of Daniel or his family. Logan and Parker took the upper floors. Bill and Rao maintained the rear and stayed downstairs. The oppressive silence was punctuated only by the sound of their labored breathing and the occasional distant crackles, native to old wooden houses, amplified by the audio feed. Jumpy was the feeling, and Logan hated feeling jumpy. They entered the master bedroom, and Logan noticed the door to the closet slightly ajar. His instinct screamed that it was a trap, but he knew that they couldn't afford to leave any stone unturned. "Parker, cover me," Logan ordered, as his voice barely above a whisper. Bills. Logan heard a pop as Bills went offline, likely another headshot. In a few seconds, panic would set in as Rao scrambled to regroup. He would rush up the stairs, weapons drawn, if Logan didn't give him orders. Logan was about to speak when he heard Rao start yelling into the feed. "Fuck, fuck, fuck, Logan, Bill's just..." Pop. Rao went offline in the middle of yelling. 3 down, 3 headshots. 3 camera feeds dead. Daniel was shooting them at close range with a suppressor. He was shooting them in the face and destroying the helmet mounted camera simultaneously. Daniel never did anything by accident. Logan approached the closet. Parker raised his weapon, his hands trembling slightly. The tension in the room was palpable, and each second felt like an eternity. Logan, Logan prayed that someone was hiding in the closet. He knew Daniel was downstairs, but he wouldn't stay there for long. He and Parker were the only ones left. Daniel would follow the meat. Logan cracked the closet door. He heard someone behind it. His only hope was Daniel's wife or one of his kids was in there. He needed leverage. He needed Daniel to believe his family was in danger. Then Daniel would give them what they wanted. Logan pulled the knob. Inside the closet was a dog crate. Logan almost laughed. His feed filled with the red, and the heat signature of Daniel's dog emitted waves of IR. Sadie, Sydney, Shishi. He couldn't remember the dog's name, but it was something like that. Or maybe this was a different dog. Sadie was probably dead now, resting in the distant past in another life when he and Daniel and Sam were still friends. Skip. Pop was the only warning. This time he heard the gun through the feed and inside the room. Parker was dead now, and Logan was standing with his back to the room, looking into a closet at Daniel's dog. Logan did laugh now. "Fuck me, Daniel." As he turned, a figure lunged from the darkness. Turkey suit. Daniel was wearing one of those new suits that blocked night vision. It was ridiculous. He looked like a swamp monster running through a kid's bedroom. It was a smart move, and the reason his team was dead. Logan was walking a tightrope. That was one that was one wrong move. That one wrong move could cost him his life, but he didn't kill Daniel either, not yet. Logan fired trying to hit the center of mass of the shambling bush that was attacking him. He felt the blow to his face, hard. His top lip split. His nose felt the sharp pain of a break. Logan went down and fell backward into the closet. Daniel caught him off guard and on poor footing. But he wasn't dead yet, so that was a good sign. He was looking at Sadie in her cage, and decided he better get off the floor. Logan jumped up and turned to face an empty room. The swamp monster was gone. Nothing but pink walls and rainbow unicorns. He ran out of the room. Hey, I just realized there's a mistake here.
Well,
I said we go into the master bedroom, and this is like a kid's bedroom. So probably should change that.
yeah.
Do that in a minute. Logan's footsteps echoed through the empty hallways as he chased after the shadowy figure, adrenaline pumping through his veins. As he turned a corner, he caught a glimpse of the attacker, who seemed to be leading him deeper into the house. Logan, where are you? Thompson's voice crackled through the headset, sounding increasingly desperate. There was no team left. Daniel had eliminated everyone in a matter of minutes. I'm in pursuit. I've got him cornered, Logan lied. Time to abort, man. We've already lost too many. You're the only one left, Thompson warned. Logan ignored Sarge as he continued his pursuit. Daniel kept just out of reach, and Logan kept following further into the dark maze of hallways, driven by a desire for vengeance. It burned in his chest, urging him forward beyond all reason and caution. Logan found himself in a dark room. He glanced around. It was filled with books and shadows that seemed to dance and shift with every movement. A library, or maybe it was an office. He could feel the attacker's presence, Daniel's presence, a dark, malevolent force lurking just beyond his vision. Show yourself, Daniel, Logan shouted, as his voice echoing through the room. You can't hide forever. As if in response, the shadows seemed to coalesce into a single figure, and Daniel stepped forward, blazing like red sunlight. He must have shed the turkey suit. His eyes looked like blue light filled with a cold, unyielding rage. Suddenly, his visual feed was bright white. Daniel must have flicked on the light. Logan flipped the ocular away from his eyes. Logan, Daniel snarled, his hand on the wall switch. The suit was piled on the floor. The swamp monster was dead, and Daniel was standing over it, his voice dripping with venom. I should have known it would be you. Daniel, you killed my team. It came out like a question, but Logan had intended it to be a statement. He was struggling to keep his voice steady. Do you honestly think I would let you slaughter my family without a fight? Daniel spat, his voice cold and unyielding. You've always been a pawn. You never play your own game. Instead, you play his twisted game. The pain of Logan's guilt was sharper than his broken nose. It was pressing down on him, threatening to crush him. But he couldn't afford to let his emotions cloud his judgment. Not now, when so much was at stake. We don't have to do this, Logan pleaded, strained and desperate. We can find another way. You made your choice when you walked through my door, Daniel replied, his voice low but furious. Die with the consequences. Logan didn't need any more warnings. He lunged forward, his knife flashing in the dim light. Daniel barely managed to sidestep the attack, the blade grazing his arm and leaving a trail of warm blood in its wake. It was a weak cut, but Logan needed it. He needed to feel Daniel wasn't immortal, impervious. The two men circled each other, each searching for an opening. Logan's guilt and regret became a handicap. Daniel, please. Logan gasped, his voice hoarse with exhaustion. Daniel replied with a snarl of hatred and silence. Logan knew that he couldn't let Daniel win, that he had to stop him before any more lives were lost. This was bigger. The stakes were bigger than himself, his father, Daniel, or Daniel's family. He would have to kill everyone in the house, including Sadie, before it was all done. With a surge of adrenaline, he lunged at Daniel, his blade aimed at his friend's heart. Daniel was waiting. He deflected Logan's attack, sending him stumbling to the ground. As Logan lay there, gasping for breath, he felt a cold, hard weight press against his chest. He looked up to see Daniel standing over him, his knife poised to deliver the killing blow. Yep, Logan whispered, his voice barely audible. You got me, friend. For a moment, Daniel hesitated, his eyes locked with Logan's. Then, with a grimace, he lowered the knife, his expression anger and sorrow. I won't kill you, Logan, because I'm a better man than you are, Daniel said, his voice heavy with emotion. I had hoped you would stand up to your father. Even if you couldn't, I had hoped you would send someone else to kill me and not do it yourself. Logan replies through labored breath. Coming here in person was my idea of standing up to him. He didn't trust me when I said I could do it. Daniel looked surprised. That's the most fucked up logic I've ever heard. I will never forgive this. Then Daniel stabbed his knife deep into Logan's right bicep, followed by his left bicep, then his right quad. Don't follow me. Your life is contingent on my feelings of safety for my family. With that, Daniel turned and walked into the darkness of the hallway, leaving Logan cold on the cold floor, bleeding. His heart was heavy with guilt and regret as he dragged himself up on wounded limbs and hobbled his way to the stairs. Thompson echoed over the radio. "Logan, are you okay?" Thompson asked, and the old dog sounded genuinely concerned. I, I let him go, Logan replied, his voice barely audible. "I can see that, Logan. I can't let him get away. Your father. He's gone. If you kill him, we have nothing. If he's alive, we have a chance. You can't make him sign anything from the chopper. This only works one way, Sarge." Sarge hesitated. Okay. We're landing for extraction. What do you need?" "He fucked me up pretty bad, but I'm headed that way now." Logan trudged back to the extraction point. His mind raced with the weight of decisions past and future. His blind loyalty to his father had led him into darkness, without hope for redemption. Daniel had said it himself, "I will never forgive this." On return to base, Logan knew he would have to face his father, which might possibly be worse than the terrible truth of what he had done. He was nothing more than a pawn in his father's ruthless game. Daniel had spit the truth in his face, and now he would answer for the lives and the mission he lost. He hesitated outside his father's office, heart pounding with fear and fresh anger. He couldn't continue down this path, but denying his father was terrifying. He pushed open the door and stepped inside. "Father," Logan said, in unconcealed anger. "The mission, it didn't go as planned. We lost men, and Daniel escaped." His father's eyes blazed and cracked with redness. A dangerous edge crept into his voice. "You let Daniel escape? The mission was clear, Logan. Get the documents. Then he was to be eliminated." "I know, father, but we lost Martinez, Skip," Logan stammered, then hung on the list of names, unable to look his father in the eyes. "They were good men, and they died for paper." Mr. Shaw leaned back in his chair, calculating, doing the math. As was expected, Logan. What matters is that we what matters is that we find Daniel and end this. There are no steps until that is done. Logan felt shocked at how unsurprised he was to see his father's reaction. "You don't even care who we lost, who was loyal enough to die for your cause." "Soldiers, Logan. They wouldn't be any good if they weren't loyal," he replied, emotionless. "They knew the risks. I think they understood the task better than you do. We need to find Daniel and recover what he took from us." Logan clenched his fists. "Where do you suggest we look, father?" "Sarge said he was moving south when you let him go." "My top suggestion is Red City," Mr. Shaw said without hesitation. "Yeager and Daniel left a fortune there in cash and bullion. They plan to use it to fund their operations. We need to recover those assets while there is anything left." "And how do we do that?" Logan's voice audibly shook. Mr. Shaw raised an eyebrow at that. "Logan, you'll infiltrate Red City and gather intel. We can't risk that place being destroyed. Locate the stash and signal an extraction team." Logan brushed his hands as if they had invisible dirt, and then showed his empty palms to his father. It's as simple as that," Mr. Shaw said next. What Mr. Shaw said next made him Mr. Shaw. "Well, yes, the moves are simple, but the game is complex. Somehow you have always had it backward, and I've never been able to get you to turn it around. Luckily, your faith in friends and divided loyalties are starting to peel away. That is my gift to you, and in return, you will deliver Red City." He looked at his father. The weight of his words stung. Logan had been played even in failure. He was being sent back to the monster's mouth, but this time he would be alone. He left his father's office, and Logan knew that the path he was being forced to walk was dangerous. Absent the choice of friends, he could only deliver or die. There was no way out. He would have to find a way to survive, and perhaps, in the process, find a way to atone for the unattainable.
That's Sam Yeager, Red City prologue.
Yeah, so very obviously something happened in that first book.
Yeah. A lot of the Shaws kind of have some ideas about what's going on, and
Yeah.
I don't think it's given too much away to say like, yeah, Sam is not up to what Shaw thinks he's up to.
Yeah. So the Shaws are Logan and the dad, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you want to talk about Logan a little bit?
Yeah.
Because he sort of sounds like a bad guy, like he's going in to murder this family.
Yes.
But then he's hesitant. So what's the background there? What's the inspiration?
Well, he's kind of the only. How can I put this? He's like the only true son in an organization of uh more preferred sons,
Okay.
because that's kind of what his level of eagle eye with his dad is. Like, he's a bit trying to prove himself to his father, but he kind of knows his, like, imagine a group of all your brothers who you're best friends with, let's say adopted brothers, and you're all best friends with, and then suddenly you got to go, like, your family's like against them all.
Yeah.
That's sort of the idea there.
Yeah. So Eagle Eye was the original organization, and I guess there's some sort of black ops security sort of thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Eagle Eye was kind of a mercenary organization, started with the four, and the dad kind of came in with some money and said, like, hey, we can there's all these proxy wars going on, so there's some money to be made here with you boys and your skills. And he
Okay.
kind of took that and made it into a security place, and kind of like got a bunch of people who couldn't quite hack it
Yeah.
in the security, just like regular guarding malls and football games and stuff,
Okay.
is like the lowest level of this eagle eye, and it gets bigger.
NFL football games, right?
Yeah. Well,
I'm not talking about like high school.
no, it may be college.
Oh, gotcha. But like Iron Bowl level college.
Yeah, real football. Not that I forgot what the fuck the divisions are.
Oh yeah, I don't know. SEC, Pac-10.
All gay.
Is it? Do they even have Pac-10? It's Big 10 now or something. I don't know. It's like 8 of them.
Big waste of fucking time. Yeah.
Yay football. So yes. We just lost half the audience with
we lost
football
that other
discussions.
one person
Yeah.
that was watching.
So yeah. So yeah, that's Sam Yeager. I probably would talk about some of the other characters, but most of them died. Sarge was in the previous book, right?
I don't think any of those were in the previous.
Okay, so just the dad, or was he sort of? Is he sort of new to this?
Very in the background.
Okay, so he was sort of the mastermind in the previous book or something.
Yeah, this is kind of like this. It was all planned. I kind of expanded it a lot.
Yeah,
and these are all like meant to be read one after the other.
Yeah.
So the first book is kind of like Act 1. I'm doing this in sort of which is kind of what we're doing in error correction too.
Yeah.
But these are, I'll admit, like less contained in every single book. It's more like you got to read the whole arc.
Okay.
Because I don't want to write like a 400-page, action book.
Sure. Yeah.
So I tried to split it up. This is all what I'm calling right now the electrician arc, which will be 4 books.
Okay.
And it's kind of like Sam Yeager being drugged back into this kind of life of killing.
And him being the electrician. Is that the?
Yeah.
Okay. / handyman.
No, he's not the electrician.
Okay. Sorry, my bad.
Someone else is the electrician, and they're
gotcha. He's the drywall guy.
Yeah.
So yeah. So the other thing I think that's to me that's kind of interesting to note about this particular chapter is the idea, I thought, based off of like the other chapters that sort of coming after it, that I wanted this one to be, I thought it was good if it was like over the top action. And there's already, I mean, obviously it's like a breach and there's, people want to murder each other or whatever. And so the over the top action is sort of expected. But then what I like about it is then like the next chapter is like I'm gonna spoiler it a little bit, but it's like Sam Yeager's van broke down, right?
Yeah.
And so like to me that having the like super high tech, like totally unbelievable, like Mission Impossible crap.
Yeah, and that's
And then
the Shaw's like they're doing their operations in Red City
yeah,
when it's just, and the next scene is like, well, I don't have any money, so I got to walk to this hotel and
yeah,
do their sheetrock to maybe repair my van that I stole.
yeah, his van rolls in on fumes, and it's you can almost hear the like custom like horn going "Brr, brr, 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 brr," or something, like
Yeah.
it's just I don't know, to me, uh really drives home the point of like what's fun about Sam Yeager.
Yeah.
So I think it's a little bit hard to see with the first chapter. You kind of want to go read the next chapter, but that was like 30-minute read. So we'll do Sam Yeager.
Yeah.
We'll do a chapter with Sam Yeager next, the next time we read it.
Yeah.
So maybe in a couple episodes we'll pop Sam in there, and I think that'll kind of drive home the whole point of the book.
Suddenly there's 5 watching.
Yeah, it's because I did the horn noise. I just keep doing that the whole thing.
Now there's 2.
Yeah, who knows?
What? Why aren't you watching?
I don't know, man.
Yeah.
So anyway, I don't know. Do we have any questions or anything? I haven't seen any. I wasn't checking the feed. So
Not to this is our sorriest show so far.
yeah, no YouTube live comments. All right.
Yeah.
So
We quit.
yeah. Sell everything.
Yeah.
So yeah, so Sam Yeager. What did I say? Oh yeah, so can we like switch gears and talk about this Chat GPT thing?
No, we only talk about my shit.
Oh yeah, so let's keep talking about Sam Yeager.
Chat GPT or the language or the accent thing.
Yeah, so I tried my German accent. I didn't feel comfortable doing it.
Yeah.
I think my original prediction was that my fake German accent would be 40% cringe, but as I was listening to myself, I thought I hit maybe like an 80% cringe, and that was just over the threshold. So I have been kind of working on this concept of what can I do to improve my German, and I went through this whole process, and I found this video online that this young lady made, where she's a German from Munich, and she has her own YouTube channel, and it's sort of like a lifestyle channel, but one of her videos was like a little tutorial on how to speak with a German accent, but in English. And so because I found that, I was like, okay, well, I'll just use her tutorial and I'll teach myself how to sound like a German. But it didn't seem like it got quite far enough. It sounded almost like it was me, but sort of German sometimes, but then me again. And so then I had the idea to take the transcript from her tutorial and put it into Chat GPT and have Chat GPT list the rules. And so Chat GPT lists the rules and gives them back to me. And then I was like, okay, we'll take these rules, and then I'm going to give you a piece of text, and I want you to type my text phonetically and give it back to me so that I can read it and it sounds German. And it actually like worked. Like I was super surprised about this. And so I did a little video about it today and launched it like right before we came in here and put it up. So if anybody's interested in seeing that, or if you want to sort of see the whole, I sort of gave you a mystery puzzle. I guess I could have done it all in one video, but if you want to go listen to the chapter where I read in bad German and then read in my normal voice, and then go listen to the better German, the Chat GPT enhanced German, fake German, I guess. I keep saying it's German. It's not like it taught me a different language.
Yeah, the accent.
Yeah, the German accent.
It's like you still had to do it.
Yeah, I still had to read it.
And in the video, it's the video you put up. It sounded really, really good.
Yeah, and so yeah, so I do a little test in there, and you can hear my second, version, the Chat GPT enhanced, I guess, fake German English voice.
Your Chat GPT wrote a phonetics script.
Yeah, and now I've got a tool where I can just plug it in, and it'll give me fake German anytime I want.
Phonetic.
Phonetic, yeah.
Phonetic.
Yeah, from the Phoenicians, from the Phoenicians.
Phonetic.
So anyway, I thought that was kind of cool, and then I was thinking, I play Dungeons and Dragons like every Sunday. I could probably go and create like different personas that are spelled phonetically, right? And so then, I could have the guy that sounds like he's from Northern Ireland. I could have the guy that sounds like he's from wherever. And you could even you could even have it where you sort of type a story and then have ChatGPT change the language a little bit to match like what that dialect would be. You'd probably have to edit it because ChatGPT sometimes, like if you tell it to get creative, ChatGPT is like, "Oh, they're after me, Lucky Charms," and you're like, no, like back it up a little bit, dude. That's a little too much, right? So
Yeah.
um, yeah, so ChatGPT can get tropey, but the
It
fact that
can
it,
only do what you ask, Dave.
yeah, exactly. But the fact that it can sort of massage the language, but also the way that it's spelled so that you can read it a certain way seemed pretty powerful to me, especially if you're trying to train yourself to do other voices or use that tool. So anyway, I thought like budding voice actors or DMs or even people that just want to read stuff, it might be kind of cool to try out.
Yeah. Language is what it should be good at.
Yeah, exactly. It's almost I'm surprised I haven't seen anybody else do that. And so I'm kind of surprised it hasn't happened yet. And maybe there's somebody out there. If you see another tutorial like it, let me know because I'd kind of want to check it out and see what other people are doing. So yeah, if you see that, hit us up, send us a direct message or whatever.
Yeah. We do have a couple comments.
Okay.
Brandon Hooper. Hi. Hi.
Howdy.
Team Craftable says hello twice.
Yeah.
And how much does it cost to do all of this? Everything in our life?
Oh, not ChatGPT. Probably he's talking about the stream. So let's see what we pay, like $10 a month for the restream.
Yeah.
Is that right? And then we have a whole bunch of gear that
Yeah.
is basically, so TJ and I produce and edit videos as a job, as one of our jobs.
Yeah.
And so we maintain a lot of gear. TJ has an office that he rents. And then often, well, I try to also often hire TJ to come on jobs so that he can pay rent so that I can then come and sit in his studio and
Yeah.
record videos. So it's all
Audiobooks
super
soon.
messy.
Yeah. All these mics collected over years.
Yeah.
We got kind of shambled a bunch of gear together to make this happen. But we got some of the official
Yeah.
podcast stuff. I've seen the MD421 on podcasts, your mic.
Yeah.
I've seen, I mean, this is the kind of podcast mic.
Yeah. It's the one you see on every
Yeah.
podcast.
SM7B was used on Thriller, and that's why I got it.
Oh, yeah.
I also saw Corey Taylor recording with it, so that's why
Okay.
I gravitate towards this one.
Yeah. So we have a lot of equipment, probably more equipment than we would ever need to do just what we're doing for this.
Yeah.
But we use it for other stuff. So like when we first did a test stream, we used my camera, which is like an 8K Red brand camera that, I think when it first came out, it retailed for $20,000. Right. So nobody needs that to do streaming. But it's like it's a cinema camera that I use like on set and stuff. It's so we just set it up because we had it or whatever, but it's actually very impractical to use. So we're not using it right now.
Yeah. We got the, my old A7S1 on you and my newer Panasonic Lumix S5 on me.
Mm-hmm.
I want that S5 too, though.
Yeah, and I think that lens on you is actually kind of nice. It's got a nice little bloom.
Oh, I got the one of those Peter McKinnon mist filters on from Polar Pro.
Okay.
I think they make a bunch of stuff like that.
The only thing I don't like is that it is constantly going out of focus.
Has it done?
It hasn't today. I haven't noticed it today, but it did.
It did yesterday.
Yesterday, like several times, and I was almost like got up to like fix it, but then I was like, "That's the danger of picture in picture."
Yeah,
because like if we're not in picture in picture, I can go take a dump or something while you're reading or whatever. But
then I can say like, "So what do you think of that chapter?"
But yeah, then you stick me in picture, and I just got to be quiet and
Well, I'm always up doing stuff in picture, making sure we're good.
Yeah.
Oh, Malia, happy birthday. My wife says happy birthday to me.
Wait, is your birthday?
Yeah. Well, technically yesterday, but mom held me in, so it doesn't count. Right. So, yeah.
So you were almost a Halloween baby? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a ton of Halloween friends.
Yeah. More people you know on Halloween or All Saints Day, what this is?
Yeah.
I'm a saint.
All right. Happy birthday, man.
Yeah. You didn't know.
I didn't, not until just now.
Ah, gives a shit.
Malia does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Other people. Alex, ALX says good evening.
Yeah.
Good afternoon, I think you mean.
Well, he might.
Team
I mean, you don't
Craftable,
know
good
what
afternoon.
he might be in Hawaii or something. Or wait, no, other way. He might be in.
Happy ALX. Alex, it's Alex, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Says happy late birthday. You don't look a day above whatever you are.
Mm-hmm.
42.
Are you 42?
I am.
Damn.
That's what they tell me.
Dang. You're way younger than I am.
How old are you?
Pushing 50, almost 48. Am I 48? I'm almost. I don't remember.
Is that pushing 50 or is it like 49?
Almost. Am I almost 49? I don't know.
You
I think.
are middle age.
Yeah. I think I turned 48 this year, but I can't do the math.
I start stumbling. I'm like, am I 39? Am I 40, 38? I don't know.
So yeah. So anyway, so that's my German language thing, which I thought was kind of cool. And then, do you want to talk? You want to?
Hold on. We're
Oh yeah,
getting
sorry. We're getting some questions now.
getting some night. Jesus, you actually don't look 42 and 48. You'll look late 30s at most. What about
Yes.
late 20s? Give us late 20s. Come
If
on.
I had my glasses, I look better with
Streams
my glasses.
without a bunch of people commanding every second are the best. You mean Team Craftable? Do you mean like where you have a bunch of certain types of ladies and they're all like yapping above around each other? Yes. If
Or are
that's
you,
what you mean, I agree.
or are you talking about how we fill every moment with
Shit.
banter?
Is
It
that
might be a criticism.
Oh no! Is that a bunch of people commenting every second are the best? Oh no! Are we
Yeah.
doing that?
Yeah, I don't know.
Or is he talking about the chat?
I don't know.
What do you mean, Team Craftable?
He'll hit us back, or she'll hit us back, or
Yeah.
they'll hit us back. I don't really know.
It'll hit us back.
Yeah.
Could be an Android.
Yeah. So yeah. So you want to talk about this this stream/podcast a little bit that we didn't do?
This one.
The
Oh yeah, that.
Yeah.
The one that we said we'd do Friday, but
Yeah.
we just didn't.
Yeah. Well, you had some stuff going on, right?
Well, yeah, baby stuff, health stuff, work stuff.
Yeah.
Well, my day job now, when I'm not working for you, is painting apartments, and they kind of say nothing, and then suddenly like, we need this today, and that's what happened.
And then after you paint the apartment, you go do spy shit, right?
Yeah, I am Sam. Well, I'm not a spy. Now we got to go back in hiding again.
Or we could maybe we could go edit this out.
Yeah, the live.
Just delete the stream. You can't. Oh, I've discovered you can go in and post edit. So I cut out at least in some of the videos where we cannot, or where we don't start talking like immediately in the stream because the audio's off or whatever.
Yeah,
I at least hid our mistake slightly.
No, that's not a mistake. We like as a joke, we just sat there going, and we thought it was funny to say like, "Oh, we didn't do the audio," but
we did it to drive tension.
Yeah.
So yeah,
he means what Team Craftable again. When really popular people do live streams and people spam stuff in the chat to get noticed or something like that.
Oh,
I
gotcha.
get it. Yeah.
Yeah. Totally. Yeah. So
yeah, we're not popular.
No, but just all you early adopters, just know we're gonna ask you to be mods soon.
Yeah.
When the tens of people start showing up and we can't keep up with it anymore.
Yeah.
We're gonna need mods.
Oh yeah, this is kind of a nice time where we can read all the chats.
Yeah.
But yeah, more viewers would be nice.
Yeah.
We get all right views.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, we stream at a weird time. I don't know how many people are just hanging out looking for streams at
Yeah.
1:30 in the afternoon on a Wednesday.
There's a better time at anybody can let us know. We'll try to
I think
make it
it's like
happen.
midnight on Friday.
Oh,
That's when all the hot tub streams are going
hot
hard.
tub booby streams.
Yeah.
30 women. They talk about
It's like
how slutty they are.
sometimes it's one person and sometimes they're not even a woman. Sometimes there's barely a hot tub. Sometimes it's just like a lukewarm sink.
Yeah.
Uh, but yeah, so I guess there's that whole category on Kick or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Is gambling in like hot tubs or something.
Gambling in hot tubs.
Yeah, it's a bizarre world out there in the internet land.
It's a whole category. Well, it's kind of nice. You can just have any interest and just consistently put shit out and
Oh yeah.
have a viewership, I
Oh
guess.
yeah. Hey, speaking of streams where people clobber each other and all this other stuff, so we've got like blue pill, red pill, black pill. What are all the kinds of pills? What
There's a white pill,
what's the subluminous pill?
a penis pill.
What? Uh,
Hey man, they work.
so Cialis, is that the
What were the ones where the guy Smiley Dave takes this and he
the
fucks his
fake
wife?
ones
Yeah.
that they used to advertise every
Yeah.
at midnight on Comedy Central or whatever?
Yeah, not those. I'm talking the gas station pills.
Oh, the bee stingers or whatever. They always
Yeah,
had some weird
well,
yellow
that's like an
jacket.
energy one.
Yeah, energy.
I think they have a horse on them or something.
Yeah.
I've never tried them.
Well, all right, you ruined my setup for that. I was trying to think of maybe some real
Oh.
branding here, but
We're the dick pill.
but it's forever. We're forever
All right,
branded now.
what were you going to say?
Oh, I have no idea. I was just trying to think of like what the I don't know, the fear pill or something like that.
Fear pill. The reader pill, the
Mhm.
mauve pill because of the coloring and the Wilbies.
Oh yeah, that's the terrible branding.
Yeah,
We should go with the most terrible branding. So anyway,
Yeah.
I don't know where I can't follow that up. You totally wrecked my my line of thinking.
Okay, I guess I can go to this. Diffuse asks, I'm guessing you guys have already answered this, but as an old DWP fan, I was wondering what the plan was for this channel. Wishing you guys luck in retaining as many old subscribers to the channel.
Yeah. So I mean, this is the plan for now. I think I talked to Brent and told him, hey, we're on the channel doing the stream with writing. But the only other original DWP person I've talked to. And I think I don't know, he might have been in touch with Eric. And I'm Facebook friends with all of them, and I sort of see Wes online sometimes. But haven't really discussed anything. But I think probably if I reached out to them and said, hey, let's get everybody in a room and do a stream and just talk about shit, that we would probably do that. And I know Eric's got his own thing going on. I guess he's got kind of a pretty successful thing going on where he's digging up old movies from like the 90s and stuff that he made with a partner of his, Daryl. And I don't know, I think it's called the Eric and Daryl Show or something. I don't remember what it is. But they got some of their footage was used in like a music video recently because they needed like 90s style stuff, and that's like what they had of like kids doing crazy stuff in the 90s. And so they've had some success with their talk show kind of format and everything. So I know he's doing that. I'm not really sure what Wes is up to, but yeah, I mean, everybody's still kicking it. I play Dungeons and Dragons with Brent on Sundays. And then, like some of the people that you didn't see on screen, like Will, he lives in a different state, and, people having kids and, getting jobs and doing other stuff. So it just sort of really depends on what everybody's doing. But yeah, I think it would be kind of cool to have at least some people drop in and be a guest or something every once in a while. I've seen a lot of shouts for Control Point I've seen a little bit of 'em. I've seen some people mentioning In Search of Diamonds.
Mhm.
None of the really old none of the really old listeners would be, I guess they would be the World of WoW, which was like our first sort of stream podcast thing that we did, which was the World of Warcraft. Which nobody like. It was funny because we called it that, and then everybody like sort of made fun of us for it. Like they were like, "Why is it the World of Warcraft?" And then that South Park episode came out where they made fun of the World of Warcraft, and then people started searching it. I think that might have been the first like sort of big bumps we got where people started discovering us just accidentally.
Just look.
Yeah, and then so then after that was CP, um, and then after CP was Minecraft and the Shaft, and now it's whatever this is, Subluminous. So
Subluminous.
yeah, so yeah, it'd be cool. I think it'd be cool to get Eric and Brent and Wes together, and maybe any other guests or whatever that we had previously. At least for one day. So I'll work on it. I'll reach out to him and see what we can do.
Yeah. But I guess for now, this is what it is.
Yeah. I mean, I just meant like it can come on the channel or whatever. But Subluminous is going to keep reading books and talking about books and releasing new chapters every week, because that's what we do now. But yeah. So did we talk about the podcast, or did you keep making dick jokes to avoid the subject?
Well, you asked me what pill we were, and I
Oh yeah, that was my fault.
had to say it.
Yeah, that was my fault. So yeah, so I think schedule wise, we sort of missed the boat. So I think maybe we can try and do it again next week, something like that.
Yeah.
Try and kick it off.
We could probably say something on this channel or something, like maybe the day before we do it.
So yeah, make a little announcement or something like that. Yeah, I mean, I think
unpunished.
Unpunished. Yeah, and so I think Unpunished is. It probably feels like a podcast vidcast to me. It's one of those things that I think people would go look and then want to stream a bunch of, or want to download a bunch of episodes and listen to them like on a car ride or something like that. So I don't know how big the stream could get, but I do think it'd be it's worth streaming to me, just because streaming seems a little bit easier, because you can stream and then you can take the content and edit it or not edit it or whatever you want to do.
Sort of editing the bulk of it on the fly if we stream it.
Yeah. So I think that format works, and then if it doesn't, we'll switch it up. I do remember sort of the old school podcasting method was just a lot of work to get just a podcast, and you've got all this music and all this other stuff or whatever. And I don't even think audiences really want that stuff anymore. Like I put logos and music and stuff and in even the content that we have. A lot of times I'll do that like when I'm uploading like a little video or whatever, but I do it all at the end so that because I know nobody wants to watch it but me. So I leave the logo and the music in there in case somebody wants to, watch it. But I feel that most people probably drop once the story's done.
Yeah. I think a 10-second intro thing is plenty.
Yeah. Even really 10 seconds is long. Yeah. I mean,
when they can't fast forward the stream and they just want to get to it. Yeah.
That's why I think I've talked about this before, but that's why the Charlotte Dabres of the world are always like, "Hey everybody, welcome back," or whatever, and they do the
we just say welcome to Subluminous.
Yeah.
This is that, and he is he.
And nobody wants to be guilty of doing the millennial pause.
I think I still don't really understand what it did. I just do it?
No, millennial pauses. So when we start a stream and we're not talking and the audio is off and nobody can hear us and we're bumbling around doing stupid stuff and we think that we're broadcasting, that's like the boomer pause. Yeah. But the millennial pause is somewhere in between. The millennial pause is when they turn on the stream and then they're sort of like looking at their camera and trying to figure stuff out and, adjusting and stuff. And they don't say anything. And then they're like, "Okay, everybody, welcome to my channel." Right. And so the millennial pause is that gap before the show starts.
I thought it was some of these channels who have their essays and they take on this cadence as if it's the most important thing ever.
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
Oh, I gotcha. That's the dramatic millennial pause. Yeah, I don't know. That sounds like
it's like the millennial pause is really like just a deer in the headlights.
yeah, it's waiting to recognize that you're streaming. Am I streaming? Right?
Yeah.
So yes, you are. Continue, please. Right.
Well, yeah, I guess we.
As the
do that.
as the culture accelerates, nobody has any time to wait for you to make mistakes.
Yeah. No dead air.
Mm-hmm.
You got me terrified of some fucking dead air.
Yeah, that's why we're bringing it back. We're gonna
The
have silence at the beginning of every one of our shows.
Yeah.
And we're gonna look like bumbling idiots every single show.
That is something you haven't seen.
Yeah.
So that's our we are adding value
Mhm.
to your life. Being able to say, well, I'm smarter than those fucking guys.
Yeah, exactly. Even you can do this.
But
All right.
But you won't. So watch this.
So this was a weird one. I feel like, and we're at an hour now. I
really?
have a feeling we're going to talk for another few more minutes or whatever. But
yeah.
How do we get this back on track? Let's see.
Did we not do everything?
Did we do everything? Maybe we did everything.
Unpunished. We'll get to it.
Yeah. We'll
let you know. At least the day before we do it.
Yeah.
But the schedule's gotta.
Yeah.
It's a little.
And for those of you
not that we need to like prepare for a week for it or anything, but there's a little bit of prep.
It's a little more buttoned up. Yeah. It's not just talk. We've got some topics that we got to cover, and we got to do a little research on each thing. And TJ's got a font of knowledge there, but I don't know anything.
To sort of remember, not really remember as much as kind of like reorganize in my head.
Yeah. But it'll be cool. True crime and the occult. So two great tastes that taste great together. It's like the Reese cup of I don't know, podcasts.
Yeah.
If you're into murder.
Yeah. It's like M&M's and popcorn.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. I always do milk duds and popcorn.
They have milk duds.
Sometimes.
I guess we can sneak milk duds in.
But then it's like you get popcorn stuck in your teeth and you get milk duds stuck in your teeth.
I also thought of movie reviewing, but then it's like, this fucking sucked.
Oh yeah.
What do you want me to say?
Yeah,
I don't know what we could do that like red letter.
We'd have to review old movies. There's no way we could review anything modern.
Eyes Wide Shut.
Or recent. Well, that's modern, but I just mean, don't get me wrong. There's some rare gems that are coming out, but it's like
you would consider Eyes Wide Shut modern?
No, it's not modern.
Being okay, what was?
I think it's the end of the classic era, right? It's like the last Kubrick film.
Yeah.
So, but that's I don't know. It's subjective. It was in the teens. What year was that?
99.
Was it 99? Oh yeah,
June
definitely
27th, 99.
Yeah, it's definitely not modern. I mean, that's may as well be ancient. May as well be
20 fucking.
May as well be like a early Tarantino film or something.
Yeah. There's some of this Goetic Freemason stuff in a lot of movies too. We can talk
about. Sure, yeah. So what TJ's getting at is that the Unpunished podcast, there's always going to be like some conspiracy theory sort of stuff that ties into the occult, because for whatever reason, all the people that like to take over and control the world also like, they like to be in the cult as well. So,
yeah.
So, and then I guess where you were going with that was sort of Eyes Wide Shut has some occult leanings, and its tie-ins or whatever.
Eyes Wide Shut, Spielberg, some Avengers, fallen angels are the gods. They're trying to make you worship the fallen angels instead of Christ.
It's getting,
and I mean it.
Mm-hmm. Things are getting weird with TJ.
Thor, come on.
Yeah. So, so some future date, maybe next week, we'll hop on that. But in the meantime, we're still going to keep doing subluminous streams.
Oh, yeah.
And did that just remind you of something?
Yeah. Another thing, is it's NaNoWriMo, and I'm participating in it. On the post box of the free write thing, I'm already number 32 ranked in word count. And I'm going to blow their dick off when we're done with this stream.
So yeah, can you explain a little bit what NaNoWriMo means?
National Novel Writing Month. A bunch of writers just get together for the month of November.
Yeah.
I always don't shave for November also, but that's more, that just happens.
Gotcha.
Get together and write 50,000 words in a month, which we can do, but a lot of people can't. Like, I think we're pretty uh,
Prolific.
prolific. I was going to say
Can a team
prophetic.
write, or do we need to be like doing separate stuff?
How we do it, it won't really, like, personally, I think, like, yeah, you'll get the 50,000. If we do what we're planning, you'll just in the editing get the 50,000.
Sure.
But my stuff on the free write, you don't touch it.
Oh,
So
gotcha.
we'll kind of know if we've both done it.
Yeah.
What are you saying you want to?
Oh no, I was just trying to think if I could. I'm trying to think of. I know what your style is. You're like the power lifter, and so I think my style would be the don't do anything and then see how much I can get done in some stupid small amount of time,
Yeah.
fueled by Red Bulls.
Hell, I don't know. I gave you a 1,200 word chapter the other day, and you turned it into 17.
Yeah.
2,000.
Yeah. So yeah, I think when our partnership works, that's what happens, right? It's a multiplier effect.
Yeah.
And I've seen that happen with a couple of things where you give me something and then it turns into like 3 chapters and they're all like 2,000 words a piece.
Yeah.
So yeah, certainly we could do that. But yeah, mostly I just like to fantasize about writing a bunch and then
Yeah.
not actually doing it.
Yeah. And I do nothing for a week and then 10,000 in a weekend. But this is kind of a chance to make it a daily habit and kind of
Yeah.
not pick a time to do it and not let other things get in the way. And a leaderboard is like a good
Oh yeah,
motivator.
that's a good idea. Maybe I should start. I can get up a little bit early in the morning and knock out 500 words or something.
Yeah. I mean, you can go, I think you can still register on their NaNoWriMo website.
Okay. All right.
And
Cool.
just put it up
I'll
there.
go and take a look. See what I can come up with.
A lot of people bust out like 16,000 words in the first week and then kind of just drop off.
Okay.
It's sad because if they can keep up that momentum,
They have a book.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, cool. Well, I think this is a good one. I did want to just mention to everybody, if you like the stuff that we're reading, if you've got a particular book that you want to hear more of, let us know. So, I know we threw a bunch of titles at you for these first 4 or 5 streams.
Yeah.
But we're gonna start now. We'll start circulating. So we're gonna go back to the beginning. We'll do some more. We'll do some more cardinal point. We'll do some more. What's the other one? Error correction. We'll do some more Sovereign in Hell. We'll do some more Sam Yeager. Is there anything we're missing?
No.
All right.
And Cardinal Point is up on Kindle Vella now.
Yeah.
And I think soon we'll be having some pre-orders.
Yeah.
Whatever's the readiest.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
I think the actual releases will be starting in January.
Yeah. Yeah. I think the main goal is I think the main goal is error correction, probably is first. So we'll kick it off with Cyberpunk, and then we'll see what happens next.
Yeah. Before Christmas if we can,
yeah.
but most likely January.
Yeah, after my read of A Sovereign in Hell, I got super pumped about it and started writing some more stuff in between all the other stuff. So I don't know, maybe I can start getting that into that one's just been a long labor. So we'll see how it goes, but it'd be kind of cool to get that one out.
Well, that one you're kind of sitting down and writing a finished piece every time almost, aren't you?
Yeah, it's kind of an old school. I forgot who did they sort of have different styles of writers out there, people that are into editing and creating like sort of a finished chapter one at a time. And then there are other people that do multiple drafts or whatever. And this one is not a draft based. Like if if I go back and edit, it's usually very little.
Yeah.
Because I keep rereading while I'm writing whatever writing session it is until I get what I want, and that it takes an inordinate amount of time. But when you're done with the chapter, you can pretty much move on.
Yeah.
And maybe change like little things here and there. But
Yeah.
so anyway,
I think people edit too much. When I hear about the 10 drafts, the 15 drafts, I'm like, you're not writing the same book anymore.
yeah, yeah.
3 is
Well,
good.
I did that with Space Princess Maggie, my children's book. It was a totally different book by the time I was done, but it was a much better book because I think I was a little bit insane when I wrote the first draft. And it was because my daughter had just been born and I had zero sleep most of the time.
Oh.
And so I do think that there are times where if you are being self-critical, sometimes it's true and it works and that kind of thing. But yeah. So anyway, yeah. If you're hearing some books that you like or hearing some chapters that you like, let us know. You can put it in the comments. You can send us a direct message. We're on Facebook. We're on Twitter. We're on wherever.
You can find us. You can find the Subluminous books on TikTok. We're there too.
Yep. But yeah, reach out, let us know, and we'll keep posting shorts in between, and hopefully we'll be coming up with some new tools and things to talk about too. If you're also, I wanted to reach out if you're a writer and you're interested in this from a writing perspective, and you want to talk storylines or something like that, let us know because it'd always be cool to have a discussion. And we're going to try and get some guests in too as well, some people that we know that are doing some writing and stuff also. So TJ is looking around to try and figure out where we might place them in this tiny office.
Yeah.
But I think everybody, we'll just do it like one of those valuetainment podcasts or streams, and we'll just have somebody sit on our lap.
Yeah.
So
you said that so like deadpan and sincere.
That's what I was going
I was
for.
like, huh?
I almost had you.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah. So keep in touch. We love you guys, and we'll see you next Wednesday.
Next Wednesday.
Later.
Bye.